like every week, we're hearing about a brand new, exciting handheld console coming out. And with the Nintendo Switch potentially on its ending, we have a lot of gamers looking for brand new ways to experience a multitude of games. And that has a lot of gamers running toward the Steam Deck. Now, I've already made an entire video about the Steam Deck, giving my pros, my cons about it, my overview, and also comparing it to the Nintendo Switch. Ever since I've made that video, the biggest question I get asked are what are my favorite games to play on Steam Deck? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be telling you my favorite cozy games to play on Steam Deck that you currently can't play on the Nintendo Switch. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Payton. It is nice to meet you, it is nice to see you, and welcome to the corner. Now, ever since I got my Steam Deck earlier this year, it has totally transformed gaming for me. Being someone with a chronic pain condition, I definitely find it to be a major struggle to sit upright at my PC and game, leisurely. And being that I play cozy games, the whole idea for gaming for me is to kind of create a relaxing environment for myself. And I kept finding that a lot of the cozy games I wanted to play weren't out on Nintendo Switch. Either there were no plans of the games coming to Switch, or the games were going to be majorly delayed for Switch, and I don't have any patience and I want to play the games now. So for me, the Steam Deck seemed like a great option, and I can honestly say I've really been enjoying it. I always get asked what are my favorite games to play on Steam Deck, what are the best cozy games to play on Steam Deck, and truthfully, there are a lot of games you can play on Steam Deck, and a lot of my favorite games are games you can also play on the Nintendo Switch. Pretty much, if a game is out for Nintendo Switch and you can play it on Steam Deck, it'll run good on your Steam Deck. It's kind of just how it goes. If it already works on Switch, it's probably gonna work great on your Steam Deck. But what I wanted to do, and what I thought was more interesting and helpful, was to give you a list of games that are my favorite to play on my Steam Deck that you currently can't play on your Nintendo Switch. These all happen to be my most played Steam Deck games anyway. Now, some of these games will eventually come to Nintendo Switch, so if you're watching this video in the future and you're like, excuse me, Payton, I can play this on Switch, currently, at the time of recording, you can't. Before we get into today's video, please be sure to click the lovely little like button, as well as subscribe for more cozy, chaotic content. And if you want to see me play cozy games live, I live stream right here on this YouTube channel, and we would absolutely love to see you at a live stream. Okay, I'll shut up. Let's get into the Steam Deck games. Now, firstly, I do want to mention that if you're interested in my Steam Deck cover, I got this one, was very kindly gifted to me from my Throne wishlist, and it's linked down below on my storefront in case you want to check it out. This one happens to be from Amazon, but there are tons of different Steam Deck cases. I just happen to like... Can you tell I like the blue aesthetic? I like the blue. In today's video, there is not really an order, except I am gonna start out with two games that are not Steam Deck verified, but I think they run great. In case you're new to the Steam Deck will rank the different games based off of their playability on the Steam Deck. If you have a green symbol, it means the game is Deck verified. It's gonna run great on Steam Deck. You don't have to do anything crazy to make it run the way you want. Then there's also a yellow symbol, which means it's playable on the Steam Deck, but some things might be a little strange. You might need to change some things around, or you might need to utilize the touchscreen or the trackpads, as the regular joysticks might not work for the game. And then there's also the unknown, games that are not quite reviewed yet by Valve to see if they are Steam Deck verified or not. The first game on the list is ranked as yellow, so it is playable, but not necessarily quite perfect for the Steam Deck. However, I play a lot of it, and I think it runs really great. You might just need to play it a little bit differently. The first game on the list is called Garden Galaxy. Now, if you've been around this channel, you already know what Garden Galaxy is, because I find a way to sneak it in a lot of my list videos, as I think it is a really great cozy game that I personally get a lot of playtime of, and I don't hear that many people talk about it. But in case you haven't heard one of my many descriptions of Garden Galaxy, here's a little bit of info about the game. Garden Galaxy is a super adorable building game, but this building game has a twist. Pretty much there is this little pot that sits in the middle of the screen, and this little pot will give you different items. They can be all types of items, from gardening type items like flowers to landscape items like giving you a body of water or sand or things like that, or super cutesy pieces of furniture like little animal plant holders or buckets or cute chairs, lanterns, all of that good stuff. Garden Galaxy is a building game all about creativity because you never know what's going to keep coming next. Your items are given to you randomly. You then get to decide if you want to hold on to the item, or if you don't want to have the item, you can put it back in the pot, and eventually you will be given another item. But it's really a unique premise overall because it is an absolutely meditative experience. There are no timelines, no rules. You can pretty much make whatever you like. Now, this game for me is one of my favorites for the Steam Deck because while you can play it on your PC sitting upright at the computer, this game for me is the perfect example of a lounging, cozy game. I want to be on my couch, I want to be in my bed playing this game, because this game really gives you the option of how much you want to pay attention to it. I find that this is a great game to play while you're also watching something or listening to music, because you don't necessarily need to be making a masterpiece. It does feel nice to kind of just be playing and moving things around and testing things out while also consuming other content, which I don't know about you guys, but I really love cozy games that give me that option of, okay, I want to pay attention and make a gorgeous specific build and pay attention to what items I'm using, but I also like to have those moments of, I don't really know what I want to do. I kind of just want to be creative and see where the game takes me, and Garden Galaxy is absolutely the game for that. I really love this one for Steam Deck. I've not heard them announce that this one will be coming to Nintendo Switch, so this is a really good one to check out on Steam Deck that currently you can't play on Nintendo Switch. The next game on the list is not deck verified. It's actually still waiting its ranking, but if I were Valve and I were ranking the game, I would say it was deck verified, as I had absolutely zero issue whatsoever with this game. This game is called The Shape of Things. The Shape of Things is a newer cozy game. I reviewed it in one of my recent review videos, and it's not one that I've heard about any plans to come to Nintendo Switch. Right now, it hasn't been announced at least, and I think it is yet another really great cozy game that deserves to be played comfy and handheld. Let me tell you a little bit about The Shape of Things in case you don't know what it is. The Shape of Things is a simple game in its premise. It's pretty much a Rubik's Cube style puzzle game, but instead of given a Rubik's Cube, you're given an item that is all messed up, and pretty much it's your job to put it back into place. And that's not as easy as it sounds. Sometimes you won't be able to move certain pieces, and sometimes certain pieces are not the right size, and you'll need to resize them to get them in the right space. While that's cute and fun on its own, I think one of the great things about this game is it creates such a meditative experience. The music is soothing, the atmosphere is absolutely amazing, and you can alter it to be how you'd like it to be, so you could change the time of day and the weather of the setting. But something I really like about this game that keeps me constantly engaged is the fact that the levels you're given are completely random, and you get the levels through different gacha pods. Similarly to what I said about Garden Galaxy, I'm sure you could have a lovely time sitting up at your PC playing this game. But this is another one for me where, since it's not so overly complicated, it feels like it really lends to a more relaxing setting. This is yet another one that I think you can play while also consuming other content. However, this one is also one that will challenge your mind and get you very focused on it. I remember when I first played this game, I was so ready for it to be super easy and no think. I had like a TV show on in the background. It was probably Survivor. And I remember having to pause Survivor because I was so engrossed in my puzzle. But then once I got it a little bit, could go back to watching TV as well. This is probably one of my favorite puzzle games for the Steam Deck, and it's been something I'm really enjoying. Now we're gonna get into our verified Steam Deck games. These games run absolutely great. You shouldn't worry about them. They are completely verified. The first game on the list is a game that will eventually be coming to Nintendo Switch, but right now you can only play it on PC, and if you're gonna be playing it on PC, why not play it comfortably with the Steam Deck? This game is called Mail Time. Now, I've already covered mail time quite a bit on my channel, via live stream, via review, but in case you haven't heard about mail time, let me tell you a little bit about it. Mail time is pretty much your quintessential cottagecore adventure game. In this platforming game, you take on the role as an adorable little mail scout on your first day of work delivering mail. You go all through this adorable forest called the Grumblewood Grove, helping different animals by delivering their packages, finding lost items, and pretty much running their errands for them. But as you explore, you'll get to climb difficult platforms via jumping on mushrooms, logs, and more, while trying to find the last person you need to deliver mail to, called Greg. Mail Time is a super cozy platforming game that, of course, once again, you can sit here and play on your mouse and keyboard. But I find that it actually is a lot easier, at least for me, on the Steam Deck or via controller, because I'm not a great person when I'm left to control the game's camera angles with my mouse. I have very shaky hands because of my chronic illness, and I like to shake the screen all over the place by accident. So I find that Mail Time is really comfortable on the Steam Deck. It's a great way to experience the game, take your time, also agonize about the right way to get to certain places, and since you can't currently play it on Nintendo Switch, it's definitely a great one to check out on Steam Deck. The next game on the list is one of my favorite games of the year so far, and I hear this game talked about a lot, but not in the cozy gaming world, and I think that it does have a lot of coziness to it, so I want to see some more people play it. Currently, it's not available on Nintendo Switch, it's just available on PC and Xbox. I'm not sure if this one is planning a Nintendo Switch release or not, but regardless, this game is called Planet of Lana. Now, I already did a full review of Planet of Lana if you want to check that out, and I also played it on live for my channel members. Thank you so much to our channel members for your love and support. But in case you haven't heard about Planet of Lana, let me tell you a little bit about it. Planet of Lana is a sci-fi, cozy platforming game that follows the story of Lana, who is the last person on the planet except for her adorable little cat-like companion, because everybody else was abducted by these crazy robot monsters. It's your job in the game to navigate puzzles, platforms, and follow the story of Lana as she tries to save the world and save her friends. Planet of Lana is such a great game. It's so cinematic, it feels like you're watching a movie at times, and I just like to watch it like this close to my face. It's a really fun platforming game, but it also is intricate with puzzles. There are definitely aspects that maybe not be so cozy, like, you know, the abduction of everybody ever in the beginning. But overall, the graphic style and the music really give a relaxing feel. And while a lot of times you are being chased by robots, there are plenty of opportunities to save the game, and the checkpoints come very frequently. So I personally didn't find myself too overly stressed while I was playing the game, because there were lots of opportunities to put it down and come back to it and take it at my own pace. Planet of Lana has gotten such great reviews. It really is a captivating story, and I think more people need to play it, especially cozy gamers, because I think sci-fi games can be cozy, and I love to see more of them like this. So at this point, I've given you a decorating game, a puzzle game, I've given you a cutesy platforming game, and a little bit more of a cinematic platforming game. Now, it wouldn't be a Payton's Corner video if I didn't give you some farming sim games, so the next two games are some of my favorite farming sim games of all time, starting out with Roots of PACHA. Now, Roots of PACHA, I've also covered and reviewed and streamed on the channel, so if you're interested in seeing my coverage on the game, be sure to check that out. But in case you've missed it, Roots of PACHA is a super unique farming sim game that sets you in the Stone Age. You're a member of a clan working toward survival. In this game, rather than currency, you're trying to expand your clan's devotion and learn new ideas. This game is all about farming for the first ever time, and you get to do so by experiencing tons of Stone Age creatures, lots of fun NPCs that you can romance, marry, have children with, and befriend, as well as you can do every farming sim thing that you already love, but in a new way, including fishing, mining, decorating, and of course, planting and harvesting your crops. In addition to this, there's also fun festivals, and there's also the ability to play this game with your friends via co-op mode. Roots of PACHA has been one of the most unique cozy games I've played in a long time, specifically unique cozy farm games. There are a million farming sim games at this point, so it's hard to find ones that stand out. But this one really does for its aesthetic, for its ideas, and how it takes everything we love about a farming game, but then adds in a bunch of new stuff. Roots of PACHA will be coming out for Nintendo Switch at some point. They're saying some point this year in 2023. However, we're not quite sure on that date yet. It is a great farming sim game. It runs amazing on Steamdeck. It was Steamdeck verified right at release, and I have mostly played this game on Steamdeck, and this game has given me a lot of hours of fun. The final game on the list, not to play favorites, but this is my favorite game. And this is my most played game on the Steam Deck. In fact, this game is the main reason why I wanted the Steam Deck in the first place. If you've been around this channel, you might already know what the game is. This game is called Coral Island. Now, Coral Island is one of my regular stream games on this channel, so I've made a lot of streams you can check out of the game, as well as I have reviewed it in the past. Coral Island is currently in early access, so there are still some more features to be added in on this game, but right now, there is still a lot of content to be played. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Coral Island is yet another farming sim game with a twist. In Coral Island, you have just moved to Starlet Town, a beautiful town on an absolutely stunning island. And while the town itself already has a lot of interesting things, like insanely hot NPCs that you'll be able to date and marry and have children with, and there's like a lot of options and a lot of diversity, the main draw of the game is the ocean is completely trashed due to an oil spill, and it needs your help to be clean. This farming sim game will allow you to dive. And as you dive and clean up the ocean, you start to uncover magical secrets. Specifically, the Merfolk Kingdom, where there are merfolk NPCs for you to get to know, and some of them you'll actually be able to romance. In addition to this exciting feature, this game also includes lots of other magical elements, as well as every farming sim thing you already love, like fishing, mining, tons of different seasonal crops, really exciting events, adorable pets for you to have, really cute farm animals, and more. Coral Island is definitely my favorite farming sim game. I feel like it really has all of the stuff, and I really enjoy the storyline of the game and the characters that are in it. And we're still just in early access, so there is still a lot to be discovered. Now, Coral Island does have the plan to come to Nintendo Switch, but it's not coming to Nintendo Switch until its 1.0 release, which could be well into 2024, even potentially 2025. Coral Island has so many amazing features, and a lot of people always ask me if I think it's worth waiting until full release, and while you can definitely wait until full release, there is so much fun stuff to do right now. I definitely recommend checking out the game now if you can. And this game for me is my favorite one to play on Steam Deck because there is a lot of grinding in it. Being that it's a farming sim game, a lot of the game is about you making crops into different goods, building relationships with people, going through mines, making money, cleaning up the ocean. And while I love all of that stuff, some of it can be very time consuming. And frankly, if I'm gonna be hitting rocks all day in the mines, I would rather be doing it comfortably. This one is definitely my favorite to play on Steam Deck. I will say the only negative thing about this one on Steam Deck is the file size is quite large. Some of these games have pretty big file sizes, and if you're like me and you have the smallest model of the Steam Deck, you might just find that you need to include an extra SD card to get some more storage, or you could do what I do sometimes of just installing and uninstalling the games as you play them. So there you guys have it. Those were my favorite games on Steam Deck that you currently can't play on Nintendo Switch, and of course, these are all cozy games. I want to know your thoughts down below. Let me know what are your favorite games to play on Steam Deck. Let me know your thoughts on the Steam Deck, if you think it's worth it. If you don't have one, are you considering getting it? Let me know. I want to know down below. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so very much. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.